So if Agile is dead, where does that leave Agile HR? I've been thinking a lot about this lately, particularly considering I'm the co-author of the book Agile HR and then wrote Agile Learning and Development. So a bit of background. Agile as an industry is in turmoil. There's a rejection of the core methodology, which is essentially textbook Scrum, and a rejection of these big scaled models that started to be implemented into organizations, often top down by consultancies. They required big budgets, a big rollout. They often linked to quite a prescribed way of doing Agile, and they were often linked to headcount reductions and cost control programs. So we've seen a rejection of that. But on the flip side, we're also hearing all this sort of discussion in business about the need for organizational agility. So this need to respond and adapt at pace to the market around you, get really close to the customer to deliver value. So Agile is dead in the sense that it has now evolved to being all about business agility and people agility. And it's about building a culture. And it draws on a range of techniques. Yes, Agile project management, but also design thinking and product management. And it's about building a culture that helps you deliver a great product through to your customer. So where does this leave Agile HR? Well, I know I'm biased, but I feel like we were always saying that Agile HR was a mix of tools and techniques. And I used to say it was about finding your flavor. So it's about building a toolkit that was right for your context. And so this meant that you drew on a range of tools and techniques, and it wasn't one set methodology. It also was about enabling business agility in your organization and building the people practices that support that. Also, if you think about it, I started this over 10 years ago, and at that time, it also represented a rejection of what HR was at that moment, which was very waterfall. We did big bang solutions, one size fits all. They were often implemented top down, very command and control. There was a lot of heavy managerial processes. We weren't close to our customer. We weren't, prototyping and testing before we released any solution. I think we've really evolved as a profession since then. And there's an acceptance that, agility is part of how we work. In that sense, has Agile HR died? Yes, but it's evolved. So long live Agile HR.